Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the CD guy, Johnny Z here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. It's time for part 2 of my Kiss coverage of the final show ever, but more importantly, what happened after the show, when they revealed the future of the band. After the show, Kiss announced the next chapter in their history. They will continue as a virtual avatar band. That's right, Tommy Thayer, Eric Singer, Gene Simmons, and Paul Stanley are now immortalized as interdimensional avatars that will tour now that the band is officially retired, which means now there are virtual performers up on stage. This is Kiss now. They're not done. The end of the road tour was just the beginning of another chapter, which is what Paul Stanley said. Now Kiss are going to be continuing as a virtual avatar band. I can't believe this. I mean, of all the dumb things they could have done after the end of the road tour, this is what they did. I mean, I think a lot of people speculated that Kiss would continue in some respect after Gene and Paul couldn't do it anymore. But, I mean, just think that you had 50 years to think about what you're going to do with Kiss after you retired. And this is what you had. This is the best idea you had, was to become virtual avatars and tour like that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life, honestly, man. I mean, what they did at the last show was they teased it, right? It was kind of vague, you know, what they were going to be doing, and then they made you scan a QR code, and then at the end of, you know, an hour, they wanted it all dropped at midnight. Show ended roughly around 11 o'clock, so after an hour, it was revealed on Kiss.com, KissOnline.com, that the band would continue now as virtual avatars. They showed us a video of the band going through the process of, you know, immortalizing themselves as virtual avatars, and also, you know, them hyping up this next project here, Gene calling it the best show you'll ever see, and all that nonsense. But I don't know what really to think about this. I was speechless for a while. It's embarrassing is what it is, you know. I mean, think about it like this. I feel like every Kiss fan that's ever bought a record, everybody that's ever bought a Kiss shirt or gone to a Kiss concert is now being embarrassed. We're having our intelligence insulted by this, because we all know this is not Kiss. This is fake avatar Kiss. And people were upset, and me too, about Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer in the band. Now there's no real people. Now nobody is you know, flesh and blood. There are no people in the band anymore. It's all a facade. It's all fake. It's all a scam. And they're going to tour like this. Who the heck is going to buy a ticket to see this? I don't understand. I really don't get it. Now, I'm sure Gene and Paul will market this, and they will, you know, brand it and try to make as much money as possible out of this, but I just don't see this succeeding. I mean, it's an absolutely terrible idea. It's a way to embarrass and insult their fans' intelligence and to embarrass themselves and 50 years of their legacy in the process. And so, you know, maybe there are some older Kiss fans who aren't surprised by this, but for me personally, I just couldn't believe this. Out of all the ideas we had for what Kiss was going to be after they retired, I don't think anybody thought that they would become digital avatars. You know, I think a lot of people probably believed that there was going to be some kind of a Kiss 2.0, you know, where different musicians would assume the roles of the Star Child, the Demon, the Cat, and the Spaceman, which, you know, I wasn't thrilled about either, but at least those would be real people. This is nothing. I mean, this is literally nothing. If you put your hand through the, you know, the virtual screen, it would go right through it, right? It would be transparent. I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand why they would do this, but at the end of the day, this is what Kiss are doing. They're now going to be virtual avatars going on tour. So if you buy a ticket, you're paying to see a hologram, pretty much. That's what you're paying to see, is a hologram of a Kiss show. It's absolutely absurd. Think about, you know, ABBA Voyage. That's pretty much what this is going to be. Think the Dio hologram and how stupid that was. Well, now Kiss are doing it, but the difference is Dio was dead, so he couldn't veto that. Kiss could veto that, but they decided this was the best possible decision to go. At this point now, Kiss have become cartoons. That's what it is, you know, so I can truly say that I am embarrassed to be a Kiss fan after they announced this. This is humiliating, and I don't really know what their target audience is here. You know, I mean, clearly it's not the hardcore, you know, 50 and 60-year-old Kiss fans who have been buying their albums since, you know, Alive came out, and, you know, I've been going to their shows for decades through thick and thin. You know, they're not going to go for this. What is the target audience here? Is it little kids? Is that the audience here? Because if so, you know, maybe there's money in that, maybe there's not, but I just can't see this taking off with, you know, the longtime Kiss fans, and, you know, I think most fans would be embarrassed to go to see this personally. I know I would, which is why I won't. I refuse to see this, and I just am almost at a loss. I know it sounds like I'm not. I've been talking for about 4 minutes here, but I'm almost at a loss for what to say here, because it's just so absurd in the first place that Kiss would continue as a virtual band. I mean, the thought process that goes into this is mind-boggling to me. Why they would do something like this, I have no idea. I really don't understand it, but this is the future of Kiss. This is Kiss now. The end of the road is over, and so now they go virtual. And I guess the future is now, but if this is not a sign to support up-and-coming rock and metal bands, I don't know what is. Because if we don't, this is what the future of rock and metal is going to be. And that is a scary, embarrassing thought. So that wraps up this rant video here on Kiss being virtual avatars, going on tour now not in the flesh anymore, but now as virtual avatars. Really embarrassing, man. You know, I did just want to share my thoughts on this here today because I was shocked when they announced this. I just think it's the dumbest thing possible, but I was at the final show. I do have my golden ticket here that they were handing out at the end of the show, which is a really nice touch. And I did do an entire video reviewing the show, which is a much more positive review, much more positive upload than this. So I'll leave that linked down below. Uploaded that, roughly around the same time as this one here this morning. Wanted to share my thoughts on all the events coming out of the final Kiss show. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel down below. Turn on the bell for notifications so you don't miss a new upload. And let me know down in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on virtual avatar Kiss coming to a town near you? Probably in 2024. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Is this a mistake? Is this embarrassing? What are your thoughts? I want to hear from you. And until next time, it's the CD guy, Johnny Z, signing off. Take care, everybody.